For around an hour, they dribble, spin, pass and shoot, sneakers squeaking on the shiny gym floor. It's quite a workout for these Olympians and Olympic hopefuls. After all, Beijing is only a few days away, but soccer isn't their sport.
At the Manhattan Fencing Club, there are 5 Olympians training here right now. Dagmara Wozniak, Tim Morehouse, James Williams, Jason Rogers, and myself, Keith Smart. I train 5 days a week here at the Manhattan Fencing Club for 4 hours per day. In addition to that, we'll do like 1 day of just physical fun activities to break up the monotony of training.
While professional fencers elsewhere in the world are highly subsidized and often pampered like celebrities, Smart acknowledges that Americans generally don't know much about the sport. Often, he said, images of sword fights and ornate mahogany country clubs come to mind. Yet much of Smart's fencing world consists of this small, musty room above a fabric dealer in Manhattan's Garment District.
The thing with fencing as a child in New York City is not many people know about it. So I constantly felt like I was a trailblazer explaining to them that it's an Olympic sport. It's open to everyone. A couple of the biggest misconceptions people have about fencing is that, it's to the death. It's a duel, like to the death, like Three Musketeers or Zorro, and it's not like that at all. The weapons are very blunt. Rarely does anyone get cut, and the cuts aren't ever deeper than a paper cut.
Fencing is separated into different categories based on weapons used. Foil and épée are thrusting weapons, whereas saber, which is Smart's specialty, is more of a swiping instrument.
I'm right now in my practice competitive gear. What you see here is the Olympics version of the knickers, a little bit older, but these are made out of Kevlar, same material used in bulletproof vests. The jacket, which is underneath my lame, is also made out of Kevlar, and it's resistant up to 800 newtons of force. And then on top is a lame, which transmits the electricity through the scoring apparatus. And this lame covers all the target area, as well as my gloves, mask. And finally is the saber, which is measured about 3 feet in length, and this is what we use to fence with. The saber is electric, so that whenever there's a hit made, it's registered on the machine by light, indicating whether I hit them on the lame or they hit me on my lame.
It's a regular sport like any other. We have gyms, physical trainers, practice just as rigorously as any other sport.
Like in most sports, behind every great fencer is a great coach. While Smart started fencing at the age of 11 with his sister Erin, also an Olympic fencer, it wasn't until he began training with Ukrainian coach Yuri Gelman that he took his game to the next level.
First of all, he is extremely talented physically, like really gifted physically, and it gives him opportunity to do much less physical work, especially, than other guys supposed to do. I take people from the zero and try to bring them on the highest level of fencing.
Gelman undoubtedly catapulted Smart to the highest level. The Brooklyn native is the first American fencer to have been ranked #1 in the world. Heading into his 3rd Olympics, Smart is the veteran on the team and has become a coach in his own right. He's an inspiration and a mentor to younger athletes like Dagmara Wozniak, also a Red Storm fencer.
She works so hard, probably more than anyone else. And she doesn't have maybe so much talent as a kid, but she works 10 times more than a kid. It's why it's bring her in this level. She's actually a very good person. And I would say even maybe a little bit too good. You know what I say, to be a very good athlete, you're supposed to be a little bit bad. Not a bad, but you're not supposed to be very hard open, very nice. She's a little too nice. She's too sweet.
Even though I'm with these high caliber fencers, I don't feel any way underneath them because they treat me on the same level as them. That's one thing that I really cherish about these guys. They train with me. They don't, put down other people regardless of your level or strength or anything. They train with all of us. They want all of us to get better and help. So Keith is just another really good training partner for me.
It's great. He's a seasoned veteran, so we look up to him. We couldn't have a better team captain, really.
At the Sydney Games in 2000, Smart said he was like a kid in a candy store, just happy to be there. 4 years later, in Athens, his hopes were dashed, and he took a year and a half off from the sport. This year, Smart spent 2 weeks in a hospital with a rare blood disease he contracted at a tournament in Africa. Doctors said he would never fence again, but here he is, aiming for victory at the Olympics, the mecca of elite fencing.
My goals for Beijing are pretty simple. It's just to win a medal. I think I achieved everything else possible in my career with high rankings, winning of numerous tournaments. So at this stage of my career, the last thing missing is a medal. Everyone in fencing remembers who the Olympic champions are.
We hope the best. I don't like to give exactly prognosis, but I tell you that Kid is ready to win individual medal now. Maybe much more than last.
Sadly, Smart and his sister will be competing in Beijing without their proud parents in the stands. Their father Thomas died of a heart attack in 2005, and their mother Audrey succumbed to colon cancer this past May.
I would love to win a medal in memory of my parents. They were just such huge supporters of both my sister and I in our athletic and personal accomplishment that to just give them something back as a thank you would be amazing, with that being a medal. But regardless of how I finish at the games, I know they're looking down and being extremely supportive of my life choices.